A year has already come and gone in the administration of President Bola Tinubu, and it was an opportunity to take stock of what has been achieved within that time frame and what promise it holds for the coming years. That's our focus on Special Report. About 3 weeks after stepping into the saddle of leadership, President Bola Tinubu set affairs in motion with the appointment of new service chiefs on the 19th of June 2023.
General Christopher Musa.
He appointed General Christopher Musa as Chief of Defense Staff, Lieutenant Colonel Taurid Lagbaja as Chief of Army Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Gala, Chief of Naval Staff, Air Marshal Hassan Abubakar, Chief of Air Staff, and National Security Advisor Malam Nuhu Ribadu, as challenges of insecurity were confronted head-on. Since the Boko Haram insurgency began, the military has spearheaded a number of special operations in different areas of the country to keep the peace. Prior to this time, some local government areas in the northeast and northwest were inaccessible, compelling the residents to seek refuge away from their abode, but the military has reclaimed all the affected local government areas and relative peace returning to those areas, granting an environment for peaceful elections that led to the victory of President Bola Tinubu at the polls. The incident at Kuriga, where over 200 students were abducted, posed a challenge to security forces in spite of previous efforts to nip kidnapping in the bud. The killing of the 17 soldiers in Delta State on the 14th of March was another setback in the fight against insecurity. With operations in place in the southeast, the General Officer commanding 82 Division of the Nigerian Army and Force Commander of the operation laments the number of deaths recorded due to the activities of IPOB.
If you look at the number of people that have been kidnapped, ransoms paid, people killed, a good number of it from the statistics available shows they are actually from the southeast. So what fight are we really talking about?
The military reassured residents of the area of adequate security and reassured the people of the sustained resolve to maintain the peace. From Enugu State to Imo State in the southeast, peace appears to have returned as proven by the hustle and bustle at the popular Banana Junction in Olu East.
This is FOB Olu. This is part of the FOBs we use to conduct our operations from this axis. So much has been done. The last operation we conducted was at Mbitoli, that's B44 camp, where we were able to exhume some corpses after we captured the camp. We were able to exhume some corpses because we saw that they were freshly dug graves, shallow graves and everything.
Before we are running this Banana Junction, we don't have rights in this Banana Junction, but I thank God that the governor of Imo State have done it for us.
The federal government is also making efforts at countering banditry at the borders and illegal migration.
The simple truth is that we are automating the whole process, and I think by October, the phase 1 of the whole border surveillance system would have been completed, and from here we can view. From here we can see what they call like kilometers, before people even come to Nigeria. We can be able to put in the real security architecture.
Within the year, the state of security in the Federal Capital Territory took center stage, with increased cases of kidnapping happening on the borders of Abuja. The police made significant gains in law enforcement, especially regarding the arrest of the alleged mastermind of the Abuja-Kaduna train attack, Ibrahim Abdullahi, also known as Mande, and an infamous Abuja-based kidnap kingpin.
The suspect confessed to being the leader of a kidnap syndicate terrorizing Kaduna-Abuja highway, ranked among other criminals like Dogo, Gide, and Bello Toji.
All these is yielding results, and according to the NSA, the number of terrorism-related deaths in Nigeria has plummeted from a staggering 2,600 per month to less than 200 at that moment, marking a substantial decrease.
In 2023, the world witnessed a 22% increase in terrorism-related deaths, affecting 41 countries. Africa's security landscape is challenged by terrorism and violent extremism, evidenced by 7 coups between 2020 and 2023.
All these efforts are said to have been yielding results, as according to the National Security Advisor, the number of terrorism-related deaths in Nigeria has reduced from 2,600 cases per month to less than 200 at the moment, marking a significant improvement. For the Bishop of Sokoto Diocese, more time is needed to make a more accurate assessment of President Bola Tinubu's administration.
I'm sure many people will tell you that 1 year is not enough to make a judgment. However, from where we all stand, we know that we are all in a very difficult situation. Nigerians are in various levels of pain, and there are pains that are unintended. But that there is also certain policy decisions that hopefully with time can be amended in order to serve the welfare of ordinary people. Because I believe that the essence of government is to guarantee the welfare and security of ordinary citizens. I believe that the times that we're in now are very, very difficult times, and nobody should be under any illusion. But there are also times for renewal. We just need to commit ourselves to the fact that building a good society takes a lot of time. It's not something that is done in one lifetime. And for me, the most important thing is for us to continue on the building blocks of the things that we think are being done well. My argument has always been that the government needs to very quickly improve the quality of communication so that Nigerians can at least get a sense of how long is it going to be before food is ready.
Occurring simultaneously on that day was the 25 years of uninterrupted democracy. The President, Bola Tinubu, paid a visit to the National Assembly, where he was accorded a warm welcome. Some minutes past noon, President Tinubu, with the Vice President, Kashim Shettima, is admitted to the Green Chambers, where a number of past lawmakers, as well as governors earlier admitted, were present. President Tinubu had signed the National Anthem Bill 2024 into law, prompting the joint sitting to adopt the revived anthem Nigeria We Hail Thee as they stand. The President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, in his welcome, opted for a posture that it wasn't a time for lengthy speeches.
You just greet us. You may say a word, you may wave, you may stand up and take a bow, because this is the chambers. However you do it, and thereafter, we will allow you to take your exit while we continue with our proceedings. You intend to celebrate Democracy Day, which is June 12th. But out of honor and respect for the National Assembly, you said you must pass through the National Assembly on your first anniversary in office.
See, this is our diversity. We have no other choice. It is our nation. No one, no age, no other institution or personality will help us. We are walking the talk. I will soon bring year 2024 appropriation bill. That is just for your information.
After a moment, another rendition of the national anthem.
May we now rise for the national anthem.
President Bola Tinubu then proceeded to commission the new National Assembly Library complex named after him. Reactions follow the one-year milestone of President Bola Tinubu's administration.
It depends on the side of the history you are looking from. To me, there have been a lot of programs and policies. It has affected the people negatively and positively. But to me, the positive side of it, we need to really emphasize more on. On the other side of the negative side, I think there is enough for us to review some certain things. But at the level of the grassroots, it is now Nigerians are feeling the real life that we're supposed to live. The life of, we're no longer on the life of subsidy or support. Nigerians are no longer on support for anything. That we're really facing the reality of how things are supposed to work. And what we need to do is to cash on the opportunities that are banned in various areas that we have seen that have come to happen. And in terms of the grassroots, it has affected them in such a way that people are having a rethink of how best we can really put our life into use. So that at the end of the day, all of us can be on a better side of history.
For the past 1 year, it has been economic crunch, insecurity. Nothing is stable in Nigeria. Everything is upside down. Fluctuation in our economy. Just name it. Go to the people on the street, they will tell you that the people are angry. People are hungry. Angry and hungry. In fact, the elastic limit is getting overstretched. We just hope that things will improve in a couple of months, in a couple of years, and people can smile again. If the situation is not brought under control, people might be pushed towards reacting. An average man finds it difficult to even feed. Essential commodities have become scarce commodities. So, what kind of a country are we? Is it the country that our forefathers led for us? So it's so sad that we're in this situation. And can you imagine a lot of our Nigerians are finding every opportunity to elope, to leave the country because they are tired, frustrated. A lot of our graduates are on the streets. Either they are into riding bicycles or finding one odd job or the other to do. Even those jobs are not even available. So the past 1 year has been hectic, has been tough. In fact, I scored them F9.
For now, it is below our expectation because nobody believed that several problems that now came up immediately after he took over will come up. First and foremost, subsidy removal. And impact is still lingering on till today. So it has affected so many things. The economy, purchasing power, and every other aspect of economy. The priority on the list will be security, because we are talking about inflation, especially on the food, inflation related to the food items, because that's the most important thing. Whether you are rich or poor, you need food, and the food is inaccessible for now. In terms of price, because everything has gone up, the inflated price is something. It's nothing to write home about. So if government tackle insecurity, the problem of insecurity, the farmer will be happy. They will go to their farm and start, farming as expected, because the herdsmen, Fulani herdsmen, versus farmer is too much. The fight is too much. If that thing can be, brought down, then you will see the effect in terms of product, farm product being increased in the market.
For others, their assessment is not complimentary.
It has been awful. The reason being is that we look at when we also look at his first statement during the inauguration of his tenure, we will see that the first statement he made is the removal of fuel subsidy, which I think that it has not been a good decision. The reason being is that he has not even prepared for the alternative or for what he's going to use to alleviate the suffering of the people before removing the fuel subsidy. I think it has been bad. And when you try to look at the economic policy that has been, the decision he has been making since the time he started his tenure, I think he does not have good advisors, those who can advise him to look at the suffering of the people and how he can alleviate or try to do or to mitigate the suffering of the people before remove the fuel subsidy, and also making the policy decision that he has made. What I think that federal government should do, it should try to look at how it's going to remove the suffering on the people, because the suffering is too much. Looking at the fuel prices that has been up and down since the beginning of the tenure of the current administration, I think it has been the causes of the problem of the people now, because you look at the transportation and you look at some other things that people are using the fuels to do. Yeah, I mean, it has been affecting the price of the commodities. I'm talking about the household commodities, and which has been a problem to the people. I think you look at how you can alleviate the suffering of people and try to look at all the economic policy he has been making since the time of his tenure, to make sure that it will be a friendly one, a masses friendly one to the people. I think that's what you can do to make sure that that everything goes well for the people.
In the last 1 year of the present administration, I may be personally restrained from making a categorical statement in terms of assessing the government, because I feel like it is too early. Because 8 years of the last administration was really out of this world in terms of what Nigerians went through. And there were high hopes when this President Tinubu-led administration came on board. And so it will not be fair to say that within 1 year, the president would have been able to solve all the humongous challenges that it met on ground. But having said that, the present administration also goofed at the inception when it came on board without alternative plans, without measures in place to cushion the economic effect that the policies would have on household finances, on the economy, by removing abruptly the fuel subsidy. Actually, it was one policy that virtually all the presidential candidates used as the campaign tool to canvass for votes. But then there are approach to implementation. The approach to implementation is what Nigerians are saying was wrong. Now it was like burying the cat before the horse. And now it is almost like impossible for Nigerians to get out of this murky waters. And so the implication is that the value of what Nigerians now earn in terms of income compared to the economic realities is really disturbing. And you can say on that note that Nigerians have become greatly poorer. Because if last year, before the emergence of this present administration, you were probably exchanging naira dollar for in the region of 700 naira, and you're buying fuel per liter for below almost half of what we buy now. And in the last 1 year, everything had doubled 100%. And the earnings remained constant. Then you can affirmatively say that Nigerians have become poorer.
More views are expressed by Nigerians.
As long as he's the president of Federal Republic of Nigeria, he's doing well because he's a human being. And secondly, he cannot satisfy every human being. There are people that will benefit, there are people that will not benefit, there are people that will complain, there are people that will not complain. As a father of the nation, he's trying his best. The area I will, beg him, asking him, I need to beg him is the father. When you want to beg your father, when you want to talk to your father, you need to beg him. And when you beg your father will understand that that thing you are begging is very important to you. Not asking him because he's not our mate, he's a father. So I'm begging him today to look into, let's say, a health sector. Health sector. People are sick. The doctors and nurses should be paid well. The government is trying to pay them, but also the teachers should be paid, at least help them so that they can augment Also, security agencies. Because without security, what we are doing here, even his life is at stake. So security agencies, let him put hand on, providing, sophisticated weapons, arms, so that all this banditry and all these unknown gunmen and all these things will be chased out of this country and things will move well. And also some other paramilitaries that are coming up, let him give his accent to sign their bills so that there will be enough security in this our country.
It is not easy to be a leader. So even a family leader, there is always problems. Now we are talking about the host of Nigeria at large. So he's trying on his own, but we can see that everywhere there is much hunger. So we are asking that he should be ameliorated. That's what I am saying. So that people will have access to food, have access to work, and also enjoy their lives. Many people are dying in the hospital, not just because that they want to die, but because there is no money to treat them. So that's it.
So far, so good. I would say that there has been a paradigm shift. But however, there are many issues that cause for concern, including the economic situation of the country, the security, and other human policies that are expected of the government. I'll say in respect of economic policy, we still got a lot to do. The government have got a lot to do. Since the removal of fuel subsidy, we have seen that the hardship in the country has been on the increase, and it is as if the government hasn't gotten it right. Even in the economic stability, it's as if we have not gotten it right. Security, I would say, to a large extent, he has been able to address insecurity in the country. And I would also say, in terms of policies, there are so many humane policies that have been put in place, which needed to be implemented before Nigerians can actually feel the impact of governance. So I'd also say that anti-corruption wise, I would say we haven't done much as far as that is concerned, and a situation where we are getting more revenue and it does not reflect in the lives of our state. I think there's need for the anti-corruption agency to look beyond the federal, visit the state government, look into records and amongst other things, because we are earning much and we are seeing less. So it is very, very obvious that corruption is on the increase in our society. We will commend the government for some of the appointments, putting the right people in the right position. We'll commend them for that. And I can also say that checkmating excesses, there's need for there's need to put in thorough mechanisms that will checkmate the excesses of public officers.
Now that milestone has been marked, there yet remains more opportunities for the current administration to bring to fruition the renewed hope agenda for Nigerians to enjoy the dividends of democracy. For Special Report, I'm Olumide Macaulay. Thank you for watching.